Hello everyone, this is Ratika Roy Bhattacharya. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Study Together with Ratika. In the last video, we discussed about epithelial tissue. It forms a covering around the organs and also in the lining of various cavities in our body. Today in this video, we are going to start muscular tissue and nervous tissue. First of all, we will start with muscular tissue. We will see the structure of each type of tissues involved and then we will discuss the characteristics of each tissue with the help of a flow chart. We know that muscular tissues are found in the muscles in our body which continuously contract and relax in order to cause movement. There is a special protein, that is contractile protein, which continuously relax and contract in order to cause movement. Muscular tissue consists of various number of cells which are elongated in nature and they are known as muscular fiber. Muscular tissue is divided into three types of muscles: striated, unstriated and cardiac muscles. First of all, we will see the diagram of each type of muscle. The first one is striated muscle, which is also known as voluntary muscles because they are under the control of our body. If you want to move your arms, your limbs and any other body organ, then you can easily move it because in these organs striated type of muscle is present. These also have striations, as you are able to see here. These are the striations, that is why they are also known as striated muscles. Now each cell is multinucleated, it means many number of nuclei are present. Dark bands and light bands are present. These bands are helpful in causing the movement. The shape of this cell is long, elongated and cylindrical. Let's see the another type of muscle, that is smooth muscle. It is also known as involuntary muscle, unstriated muscle and visceral muscle because in most of the organs which we cannot move according to our will, this type of muscle is present. That is why it is also known as involuntary muscle. If you see the structure of this muscle, you will find that the cells are spindle shape. Spindle shape is a special type of shape which is narrow at the end and wider at the center. See, these cells are spindle shaped, these are long. Now you see that each cell has just only a single nucleus, that is, it is uninucleated. The next type of muscle is cardiac muscle, which is specifically present in our heart. Now cardiac muscle has both the properties of striated as well as smooth muscles. You see, the cardiac muscle also has the cells which are uninucleated. Then striations are present, dark bands and light bands are also present. Now with the help of this flow chart, we will see the characteristic feature of each type of muscle. We see that light and dark bands are present in striated and cardiac muscles but is not present in smooth muscle. Then nucleus is present in striated muscle as multinucleated. In both of them, smooth and cardiac muscle, uninucleated cells are present. If we see the striations in striated and cardiac muscles, striations are present and striations are absent in smooth muscle. Then the cell shape. In striated muscles, the cells are long, elongated and cylindrical in structure. The smooth muscles have special type of cells which are spindle shaped. Then the last one is cardiac. The cells of cardiac muscles are branched. Now if we see the control, striated muscles are under the control of an organism, whereas smooth muscle and cardiac muscles are not under the control of an organism. Now this was all about muscular tissue. Now the next type of tissue is nervous tissue. We know that the cells of nervous tissue is known as a neuron. This neuron is composed of various parts. We will discuss that with the help of a diagram. Nervous tissue is helpful in carrying the information from one cell to another cell and therefore it transmits the stimulus very rapidly. The best example goes like if you touch hot cup of tea, what will happen? You will quickly take away your finger from the cup of tea. This is because of the transfer of nerve impulse from one cell to another cell and which is caused by the nervous tissue. If we see, the nervous tissue is found in brain, spinal cord and the nerves. This is a diagram of a nerve cell, that is a neuron. We see that this body, this whole structure is divided into three major parts. This part is known as cytone or the cell body. This longer part is known as axon and the last part is known as nerve ending. So you know, like this cell, Many cells are present in such a manner that the nerve impulse gets transmitted from one cell to another cell. These dendrites, these hair-like structures are known as dendrites, which are helpful in collecting the information from the above cell. After collecting, it will transfer the information or the nerve impulse to this part that is known as axon, which is continuously covered with a myelin sheath, which is a protective covering. Then the axon transfers the nerve impulse to the nerve ending, and from the nerve ending again the nerve impulse gets transported to the next cell, that is the dendrite of the next cell. The distance between two consecutive cells is known as synaptic cleft. So this was about the nervous tissue. In our next video, we will be discussing about connective tissue. Till then, bye bye, take care and thanks for watching.